Good morning and welcome to the first episode of Rational Thinking of 2019 with me, William Jones, where I'm going to cover the main talking points of the currency markets over the past couple of weeks. Naturally, it's been the festive break, so not a whole lot's happened. For the US, we've got the non-farm payrolls. The UK, we've obviously got Brexit. And then I'll start to look at the key talking points for next week. So the first currency pair I'm going to talk about will be the US dollar. The main reason for that is because on Friday we had some key data being released in the shape of the non-farm payroll. The figures showed that the US increased jobs by 312,000 last month, which is obviously great, and we also had an increase in wages, which is obviously fantastic news for the US and shows that the economy is doing well. Next year we're expecting to see some interest rate hikes from the US. There's been lots of talk about this recently within the markets. They think there's either going to be 2 or 3 interest rate hikes from the US, which is significant, as formerly we thought there was going to be 4. There has been some dovish Fed comments and some hostility from the White House, which are reasons why this could be dropping off. And there's also been some figures from the US which haven't been as upbeat as they once were. We've seen consumer confidence and manufacturing decrease, which obviously isn't such great news, but the employment is still high. So next I'm going to talk about the pound. We haven't had any major data releases, but naturally there is some Brexit-related news. Over the next couple of weeks, we've got Theresa May trying to get her Brexit withdrawal bill through Parliament. This is obviously significant, and this will have a major impact to the strength of the pound. So Parliament came back in today from their festive recess. Over the next week or so, I expect there to be lots of news and potential for lots of sterling movement. It's quite likely that when the Brexit bill is passed, we'll start to hear some news before we formally hear an announcement. So this is something very much to keep an eye on over the next couple of weeks. So next week, we have some major announcements out from the UK and the US. On Friday, we've got the gross domestic product figure and manufacturing out from the UK. We also have a couple of Brexit-related headlines, which you should obviously keep an eye on. For the US, we've got some speeches from Jerome Powell, and we also have some consumer pricing index figures, which is the headline inflation figure out on Friday. So thank you very much for joining us for this week's Rational Thinking. As ever, if you have any questions or would like to reach out to us, please feel free to. And I hope to see lots of you next week.